So I'm back from my walk, pardon the shirt and some sweat if you see any of it. Here's the thing, what is happening? The reason I'm livid at this point is because, you know, they weaponize, I mean performative, publicly funded institutions weaponize your mental health against you, telling you, yeah, your mental health matters, you're protected, these are human rights protected grounds, both provincially and federally, in this little thing called the Charter of Human Rights and Freedoms, the Canadian Charter of whatever, I don't script my policies. Anyways, it's the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and you know, there's many things in it. Your mental health, if they weaponize that against you, that is ableism. When they use your age against you, that is ageism. When they use your race against you, that is racism. When they do what they're doing right now, trying to gaslight me by breaking me financially or attempting to do so, that is serious ableism and so many other violations of my human rights. And let's not forget, the other organization has violated human rights of my children. I know during this time I learned so much about the law. I am sick to my stomach to think that my children's human rights were not honored because an organization wanted to go after me for asking why a worker from PLCAS on December 17th, they don't even have the dates documented properly, told me that when I asked her, what did my kids say about the drinking and driving, which she didn't talk to them about because she was worried about dropping Christmas presents off to another client, telling me I'll come back another day. Oh, this is just it's a trigger for me. But don't you dare minimize my knowledge of the system because you forced me to level up my legal awareness. The one thing I've always had is my gut instinct, knowing that I know what I'm talking about. And in case anyone wants to try to dismiss any of my stuff, here's my educational background. Business marketing, Humber College was the first thing I finished. Then I did the University of Guelph-Humber concurrently. I did a family and community social services program in which I got a degree and a diploma as a social service worker from Humber College in 4 years in a condensed program. My sister passed away. No one knows everything. I missed the convocation and I actually graduated with distinction. You know, I'm smart, but I had to Google that. And it means I graduated with like significantly high marks consistently over the years while working multiple jobs, while doing everything on my own. And then after that, I worked for 5 years in mental health and addictions. That's another organization that allows their parents to use publicly funded funds to clean their properties, but that's just another hypocrisy. They targeted me for something else, but whatever, we'll air that out later. This is just like insane to me what people get away with. I'm not perfect, but I'll tell you, like, when you have mental health and people try to weaponize that against you, when you know what is happening is incredibly wrong, there's a day when a person like me is going to come back and hold you accountable, not out of vengeance, like some people might think. This is about, if this has happened to me and I know my rights and I've been awarded awards for anti-racism and activism and all this garbage that they spew in their policies. I guess I was doing too much of it, right? Is that why we're dragging it out in court now? I am done keeping these things quiet because you've abused my rights on multiple levels. It is before the Ontario Ombudsman that you think you're going to drag me through court. You had multiple opportunities to settle. I thought you were one of the brighter organizations who knew how articulate and bright I was. That's why you chose to do mediation. But here we are 3 years later, wasting time. Tick tock, tick tock. I am telling you all, this is a promise. This is a whistleblower taking their power back. This is a mother scorned by the systems who tried to say that I made these allegations up post-separation because I needed it to garner an unfair advantage in the proceedings. I'm trying to remember the wording. And then for the same organization that I'm wrapping up with this week to suggest that, you did your job. You did your job by telling my son to have empty beer cans after the fact. You did your job by changing your privacy disclosure records. I have a 241-page document that, yes, I am going to sit there and meticulously edit the names from, and I will show every nasty thing you guys lied about. Guess what? I spoke to my son this week. The ones that you told my ex, your kids are bright. When you asked him, lady with the first name starting with P, when you asked him on June 30th, 2024, when I begged you not to go see my children without lawyers present, like you promised me in emails, do you know that you had the audacity that day to break my son further? One of the things you did was exactly what I said, telling him how do you know your dad drank? Where is the proof? Tell your mom and her lawyer they cannot tell your dad to drink and drive. Oh, I didn't know that was, I thought you protect children. Isn't that a part of your name? Oh, wait, fun fact. The ministry responsible for you, which I posted the email about, said that you are all privately operated corporate entities. Explains a lot. Now my personality is coming out because I'm done. When you get to a point where you should be broken and in a psych ward with what I have been put through, and you take your power back, this is what it looks like. So you can label me too emotional. How would you feel, Ontario, America, Canada, whoever the hell is watching this? How would you feel being told that your marriage is done? That's fine. It didn't work. It's the best thing he did. He ended our marriage. I literally say it is the best thing he did for both of us. He is a good person. His family's not, specifically his brother. How would you feel if December 8th, your kids told you, Mommy, Daddy's, both your kids, Daddy's been driving with open beer in the car for years. And keep in mind, I lost my sister in 2008. So until you lose a sibling, you don't know the fear of the irrational fear that I have, which is very valid, because until you lose a sibling, you don't get to tell me how I get to feel. I work on my mental health every single day, but I'm done with this because mental health, this is what it feels like. This is how it affects you. I am fine. I am so strong. I am inspired, and I am fiercer than ever because these organizations are playing these games with my life, my goddamn life that I worked so hard to get to. And I don't care what you think about me. I don't care if anyone tries to make me look too emotional and suggest that I'm an unfit mother. Because guess what? I'm not. I am goddamn tired of the same organizations I believed stood for everything I sacrificed 4 years of my kids' lives for. To be so nasty. And then when your kids need help, to be weaponized. It just has to stop, guys. I am not the mother they should have picked this fight with. I know my rights. This is about if they did this to me, what have they done to other people? This is what it's about. I'm not after anyone for vengeance. This could have been done so fairly with my ex if they had just done the right thing and let me buy them out of the house after knowing what they've done to me. No one understands, and I am never apologizing again. This is my platform. I'm grateful that most have been so incredibly supportive. Online, I think there was like 1 or 2 trolls, which I could care less about, and some naysayers liking their stupid messages about, if you knew he was drunk. I did not know he was a drunk, and I'm not going to explain all that because I know what my life is. You're here on my page. This is my story. You don't get to infer your bitterness and your judgment on me because I'm too emotional. Now these organizations who I'm straight up a whistleblower against are going to say, what are you going to say? I care too much about justice? Because yes, I do. And so here we are. I'm over this, guys. Be kind or be quiet. I'm so done with this system. I'm so done, and so much is coming out. Stay very tuned.